Python comprehensions are syntactic constructs that enable sequences to be built from another sequence in a clear and concise manner. Now, in other words, you can say that like the loops what you were writing, like for loop, what you were writing it up in your Python code, now you can write it even in more cleaner, well, more simple and elegant way using comprehensions. One more advantage of comprehension is that it can give you optimizations as well. It can give you some performance benefit. One of the major problems with your for loop is that it runs sequentially. So if you have a huge loop, you have to kind of spend a lot of time in kind of finishing that because it will go in a sequence. On the other hand, when it comes to comprehension, comprehension tries to take it parallelly. So it will do the things in parallel and thus it will give you a performance benefit. So wherever possible, try to use comprehensions uh, due to these reasons. So let's take an example. Here you can see that I have a for loop for basically which I'm running it from range 1 to 10 and I'm just doing an exponent of 2 with my data. So I'm just printing it up. So this is going to print me 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 and so on. If I have to write the same thing in comprehension, you can first see that I'm writing with this square bracket and here I can just say x square for x. So this means that for every value of x, just keep on doing the x square where x will be in range from 1 to 10. So this is how you read this comprehension statement. You can see that it is looking even more cleaner, like in one line itself you are able to write it, plus it's going to be a little faster if you run it for longer code. Now let's say this is my another string where it is written as there was a fox, it was brown in color and so on. It's some random values. Now if I want to kind of split it into separate word, like there is a separate word, was is a separate word, is a separate word and fox is a separate word, then in that case you will be able to write it with the help of a normal for loop. So you can basically run this for loop for each sentence and then with each word you kind of split it up and kind of keep appending the words one by one. So this is a normal for loop which we have already learned how to do it, and this is a normal code which is going to split my basically this sentence into each word. So here we are writing kind of a nested loop of for. Now the same thing if I have to do in comprehension, you can see that I'm just saying that for each sentence in paragraph and for each word in sentence dot split. So basically that sentence like and you can notice you can very easily construct it from here with we just kind of use the same thing for, you can see that for sentence in paragraph, then for word in sentence dot split, and what is the operation we are performing, just printing the word, right? So that's what we just kind of put it up and it's going to work quite well. Magically it's going to give me all the required output. So let's see this. So if I execute this part of the code, you will notice that it's going to return me every word separately, and that's we are doing it with the help of comprehension. Similarly, if I want to, let's say, pull up some vowels from here, again this is a code which is kind of giving me an output from this basically from the above paragraph. So here also it's returning me like a, it, and it. So main thing which I wanted to notice here is that I have created this for loop two times. Here I'm saying that sentence in paragraph, for in sentence split, and what it is doing, it is just pulling up the first zeroth index letter and converting it to lower, and then it's checking whether it's a part of the vowel. If yes, then it's kind of appending it and returning this up, right? So you can see that every starting word, if it's starting with a vowel keyword, we are just kind of printing it. So let's do the same thing with our comprehension. You can see that it's quite simple. We are just saying again, if you want to see from the syntax point of view, it's quite simple. So you can say that for syntax in paragraph, you can see this for syntax in paragraph. Then after that, for words in sentence dot split, for sentence in this. Now I have also if loop. So if this, okay, so this condition also I am just putting it here, and what I'm printing, just the word, right? So this is exactly the same way you can print it out. Just let me show you here on pulling it on the right hand side as well. So you can see it here that I'm just basically putting the same sentence. Let's execute this. So we got exactly the same output. Similarly, we can perform on my other operations, like here you can see I want to, let's say, square the values, and I can easily do that, all the values from 0 to 25, which is going to take 0 to 24, and square each of the values here. Similarly, I can also do the same thing with my dictionaries as well. Let's say I have this student's data and I want to apply the comprehension on it. You can first see that what I'm doing with this code, I'm checking if the roll number is an even number, then basically return it. So you can see that checking the roll number is modulo is 2, then it's going to collect that detail, otherwise not. So you can see that only the even roll numbers are being coming up. And if I have to do the same in the same part with respect to your comprehension, again you can see it's same thing. I'm just running it for roll number details in this student items. You can see for this items, and again I'm just writing this if loop is this, and then we are just printing out basically this value. So we are telling that, okay, just print out me the value for row num, because that's what we want to do, and we are just assigning this details 0 for it, right? So that's how you can even get this value. So let's execute it. So if I do this, you can see that it's returning me this. So wherever possible, I would strongly recommend you to use comprehensions rather than using a normal for loop, because it will also give you performance benefit, plus the code look much smaller and simpler. So that's another advantage of it.